Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's Worlds 2024 matchup.
Bree level 2. Chris would want to try and defend under tower, but Weibo's trying to block.
He only has the Gleaming Quill in the Grand Entrance right now, no Battle Dance, so none of that shielding from the Rakan. Does have the heal and the flash. He'll try and make his way towards this turret, but they've already lost one plate.
Oh, look, they're rotating Tarzan as well, so there's going to be 3 members here.
Tarzan's on his way. Breathe in good. Wallop triple stun with the Mega Gnar. LNG thinking about the dive. Breathe dives back in. The damage going down onto Chris, as he's able to dash away. Suppress on Gala will lock him up under the tower. We've got to pause. We got to pause. Everything goes sepia as Chris. Oh. The dive continues to happen. Gala is going to fall. We can't quite see it on our screens as of yet, but we'll jump back down into the bot lane. Zucker's very low as well. He goes down. It's 2 for Weibo so far. Weibo trying to trade back onto Tarzan. Hung takes the kill. Breathe able to get back to the safety of the tower, but in the end,
the experience gain here for Weibo is going to be massive.
And Zucker's just so screwed. He doesn't even have flash. He's level 2, 5 minutes into the game with 2 CS. He is going to be able to get to the tower now. I say that. Light and Tarzan immediately stop him. What are you going to do? This is a very sad crocodilian, and he's falling for the first time this game. It is huge, second time in fact, as LNG just, with Light being in the bot lane and only just starting to move up, I feel at least the first couple of these are going in LNG's pocket.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the LNG have too much of a numbers advantage, the waves are too good, but they're actually pulling off them. They've gotten the first grub. Breathe is about 50% HP.
Breathe is getting locked up here, doesn't have time to flash away. LNG collapse and find a kill on the Gnar.
A great engage from Hung. The flash stun into the stacked wave means that he's going to lose that entire farm. And LNG find another kill. They've guaranteed numbers advantage, but now Light has made his way up. He's so close to level 6.
Second grub's definitely going to go over to LNG. Hex flash forward by Hong, trying to get onto Tarzan, who'll stun him against the wall. The dive in with a Grand Entrance. Zika trying to heal himself back up in the middle of the fight. Gala joining in as well. The knockback on Hong towards the top side, but it's not going to be enough from Weibo so far, and now Light is overextended. Zuka slicing and dicing his way through. The charm connects and Light is down alongside him. Tarzan falls. LNG absolutely trouncing Weibo at the grubs.
Yeah, LNG are fighting their way out of a rough early game, and they're not done.
Scout with another charm, this time onto Chris, but he get caught up with that deadly flourish. And LNG will be able to walk out. 2 grubs to them.
Good positioning from the Weibo bottom lane. They know they are very vulnerable, and Nocturne with ult ready would just love an Ashe target.
Breathe, finds an engage on the Zuka.
Easy enough, Breathe just 1v1s him. We talked about how it would be a struggle for Zuka. Well, we see it coming up here for Breathe.
That's a lane swap diff right there, if I've ever seen one, and Breathe capitalizes on it. See if the rest of LNG can try and get...
There's the darkness. Immediately they jump in with the paranoia. Hung's on the flank as well. They wait for the flash. Shattering strike. The chase continues. And Xiaohu is down. Now the curtains open. And maybe we'll close on Weibo in this game 1. LNG have been winning every fight so far. Weibo trying to get away. Crisp with a good knock-up. The chase continues as Hung looks for another shadowing strike. But he's the one turned onto by Weibo. Magnus storm the charm again onto Light, but no follow-up for LNG. One back in the pocket for Weibo, and they'll look for more as Weiwei has no flash. But it looks like in the end, both teams will disengage.
Map play.
It's a guaranteed tower and likely the Drake in exchange for a possible tower from the Rift Herald charge. Obviously, mid lane tower has been seen to have a little bit more value than a bot tier 1, but we'll see how well Weibo actually use that Rift Herald later on.
And the guaranteed tower, they definitely need that gold. You mentioned, you know, Renekton can use every little bit he can get, but looks like Tarzan coming down here to check you on Dragon. Ashe Arrow is available, by the way, so you really do have to respect it. Once Weibo get vision.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with LNG is they've actually overstacked on the top side of the map to try and protect that tier 1. While they were able to secure the first tower of the game, which gave a big influx of gold over to Zuka, you're now just abandoning this dragon as well, allowing Weibo to go 2 dragons up. They've been... Oh, Crisp.
Crisp looking for that backline, going in with the quickness is feared, caught with the deadly flourish as well, but can just walk out. It's to safety. We talked about Crisp's creativeness from time to time.
Should be able to win. Is conscious of the fact that he's playing on the weak side, so he has to be defensive. A nice charm comes through from Scout.
TP behind as well as LNG looking for the flank here. Hong's on his way across. You can see Gala trying to work his way across here as well. Zuka with that TP, counter TP used. LNG will start to back away. They see the reinforcements arriving for Weibo, and in the end, just a TP for TP exchange.
Breathe again. Got to be a little bit careful here. Is going to turn mini soon. When he turns mini, would be the opportunity, but I don't think they've forgotten Zika was on the top side, and so just going to be that rotation over towards mid.
I like the adaptation here from Weibo. LNG committed a TP down onto mid lane. They'll eventually get that top tower, and once again, Zuka is denied. Crucially, Scout is keeping the push in towards bot. Xiao is going to go and match that, but the rest of LNG are there to support him.
Yeah, LNG have to keep trying to play split.
Arrow. Oh, this could bait. Xiao might go a little bit too far because the arrow's hit, but the defenses are here for LNG. In the end, Xiao didn't overextend. Charm going down as well. It was a good arrow from Light, but really not much occurring from it.
The Merc Tread's offering a lot of value there in that
Static
situation.
shifts do work at Worlds. Jackie Love definitely kind of inspiring people with that one, but I think it would have to be a bit of a dream for LNG if they could actually pull a fight like that off, because Weibo are set up so nicely here. Double control wards, controlling the entry. Such a very solid front line for them to play off of, and they can just group on Dragon, no problem.
LNG looking for an engage. Scout on the flank is still being tracked. Dragon will quickly reset. Zuka continuing to push in the top side of the map, has the TP available.
Xiao just putting the ball down. They go in with the arrow immediately. They dive onto Hung, and he is down. Breed looks for more, but Gala has to flash the wall, but Chris can continue to chase. He gets the blast cone. Gala knocked back. Wallop just short. The paranoia out from Weiwei. He tries to buy a second for his AD carry to escape. Scout on the flank doesn't hit the charm, but Xiao falls to the curtain call. Now Scout getting chased down towards the bottom side of the map. Breed still going in, needs a couple more autos, can't quite get them. Weiwei turns his attention across to the wolves, but really he's just looking for a way back to the mid lane. The chase continues. Light goes in, flash impale. TP behind us now. Weibo might be flanked. Gala looking for a little bit more. Scout coming back in with the teleport of his own. Zuka onto the back line. Targets Light first. Light flashes away. Zuka flash follows him. And now Breed's running for the hills. The engage onto Tarzan. LNG somehow turn the fight around.
LNG grabbing the extra kills, and are they going to head towards mid lane tower? They only have one minion, so hovering around Baron. I mean, they don't have run through here, so we're keeping it exciting. Gold lead back the way of LNG, but still the objectives
which
for
is
Weibo.
crazy.
Yeah.
Because based on how this game has been going, you shouldn't. Oh, arrow.
Onto Hung once again, doesn't have the flash to escape. Charmed up, knocked into the wall. Weiwei dives to the back line. The paranoia is doing so much work, and in the face of darkness, there is no light. Scout gets the kill. It's a double for him. Double impale coming out, but Scout still has two charges of the Spirit Boss. Tarzan gets one in response. LNG trying to turn this fight in their favors, and they'll do exactly that. So far, it's a 3-for-1 exchange. Xiaohu and Breed trying to do everything they can. No flash for the Gnar, but he does have that ultimate in a second. He's going to go Mega and try to chase down Hung. Shadowing Strike into the crash down. Breed won't get anything more out of the battle.
This is the brawl we expected from the brothers of the LPL.
Dragon, they don't want the soul right now. They'll take the pushing power.
I mean, they're not even going to lose the Dragon, because LNG are trying to take the fight around the Baron, but that Baron's going to be gone before they can really begin it. The paranoia comes out. TP is being invested as well by LNG. Quickness. The charm going on to Weiwei as well as he dived in with that paranoia, but Ishtar's impact is enough to get Tarzan out.
Oh, they have both solo laners pushing top. The tower's going to die while you're now picking up your Dragon, and Weibo are going to push this one through.
Zuka has the teleport. He'll stay in the pit and can base, but could teleport if that push continued for Weibo on the top side. They'll just take the tier 2. They'll get the gold back in their favor, and with this Red Bull Baron power play already, cresting towards that 3,000 mark. Weibo have so much gold standing on the map. A tier 2 in mid lane, a tier 1, tier 2 in bot lane as well. They can take so much. You can actually get some kills off the back of it. Weibo aren't giving you that twofold play. They're not having anyone isolated in mid lane right now. 5 members pushing strong down towards this bottom side. Crisp just hanging out of the back, making sure they have vision behind them and then can always jump forward with the quickness. Weibo extending their lead. It is only 1,000 gold, but it has swung in their favor over the last couple of minutes.
I mean, this has probably been one of the closest games we've had at Worlds, with the gold so quickly switching back and forth between the two teams. Weibo continuing their siege as Tarzan looks for a pick, but LNG are able to disengage. The arrow connects, but I don't think there's much follow-up here.
It's fine. It's like a 75-second cooldown right now. Just using it to see perhaps if you could catch someone out. Weibo, there's 3 cannon minions in this.
The siege is working.
The siege is incredible. They'll break open the base of LNG, who are still looking for some sort of flank position. Hung is in the river. He's a mile away. He's basically in Spain with how far he's away from the rest of his team right now, looking for that flank. He's going to be marked, though, by Tarzan, and Hung will realize he doesn't really have a way in here. Weiwei, they though does with the paranoia, diving onto the back line, but there's no damage to follow him up. Zucker trying to dive in and get the damage down onto Breathe, who somehow still survives. Zucker down! Weibo collapse, it's 4-0 in favor of Weibo.
See what else they can get here. Gala is still alive, but he's got to run for his base right now. He's got one bullet and a dream, and I don't think that's going to be enough to fend off Weibo.
That was the big team fight that Weibo was looking for. Tarzan flashes in. Gala runs for his life.
He's just slammed into the wall. The cleanse will do nothing for him at all, apart from perhaps cleanse his mind of this game. Weibo in control. They'll go 1-0 up over LNG.
Yeah, putting Gala on the most mobile of AD carries here when they know that there's going to be a lot of counter
Looking for the flank on Xiaohu and just jump away. The chase is on though. There's the Zenith Blade into the Q3 knockup from Scout. Ignite is ticking on Xiaohu. Chris coming in for the flank as he might look for a bit of a handshake instead. He's got that shield. Heal comes out as well. They try and turn it onto Scout, who flashes away just in time to survive.
A very positive trade for
Tarzan now theoretically doesn't have anywhere except for his blue buff to go farm. He just goes back and get his level 3, but now he wants to make a play.
Chris flashes away. Zika does have a flash of his own. The handshake flashed away from Tarzan, trying to get in with the bandage shots, but he's going to be stunned up with the shield of Daybreak. Tries to flash the Zenith Blade, but can't escape it. First blood to LNG, and they're looking for more. Chris has no way out. He's put in the dirt by Zika.
The lane swaps on the other foot now. We'll get level 6 off of the Dragon. Sejuani with ult advantage and flash advantage. Way too much power.
Tarzan, though, getting collapsed on.
Scout's going in for this. Tarzan doesn't have the flash yet, has the curse of the sad mummy, but can't get away from the counter-strike. The chase goes in as well, and maybe his fate is sealed, but the knock into the wall, into the all-out will pull Scout back. Is not quite enough damage, and Zika takes the kill on Tarzan. In the end, LNG get one.
The lonely mummy, no flash, is eaten up here by the solo laners, and now Zika with
and Breed
double.
has no TP. He'll just be fighting Zika down towards the bottom side. Tarzan looking for a steal, but Gala's putting down the pain. Mystic shot just wide there on Crisp. He'll look to hit another. Hung takes the 5th, and LNG might even just secure 6 grubs as Weibo. They might as well have bought a ticket and some popcorn. All they've done is watch.
They watched, and I don't think they like what they saw there.
There's the arrow. Hits onto Weiwei. Glacial Prison going down as well. Crisp has the hostile takeover, but they can't get enraged, and the flash bandage toss does not connect for Tarzan with 6 grubs as well.
LNG are just running rings around Weibo.
Yep.
We've been seeing it from the start of the game. After they got that advantage in the lane swap, Weibo have just constantly been playing catch-up. That's a tower secured. Breathe can't do anything to force Zika off it. He doesn't have any support, but it's fine. He has the ward to get away to safety. Meanwhile, on the bottom side of the map, LNG have set up for the Dragon again. Just fantastic macro coming in from LNG. Their map control is flawless. Scout trading in mid as well to make sure that they have some control over that wave. Now, Crisp and Light have been able to get the push, and they have access here to the Dragon.
Yeah, Tarzan's there as well, has the curse of the sad mummy. You can see Xiaohu trying to join up with the team. Solar player going down. Immediately they dive into Tarzan. There's the hostile takeover. Xiaohu can try and jump across the wall here. Tarzan falling low. Xiaohu diving in. Tarzan gets brought back with the bailout. And what a good fight this could be for Weibo as Chris flashes away from Scout. Xiaohu trying to put the damage down. Tarzan still sticking on the Drake. Gala can dive forward though. Just needs to land these Mystic shots. He'll get the resets. He looks for another one. The Light can't quite find it. Tarzan with a smite, 3 HP short, but still secures it in the end. Weibo found something out of nothing.
Can Gala keep chasing here? Tarzan is a little bit trapped.
Well, he's in the jungle, and that's where Tarzan likes to be.
Too bad.
But I don't think he's going to escape from that tree. That's Gala and Hung. Tarzan will dive forward, delay his death for a second, but Gala will get his second.
There. Weibo, don't actually overextend. Don't try and do anything crazy. And regardless, it is going to be the Rift Herald in mid and tower down. Another objective here for LNG. They can just rotate on over.
Zika's going to catch Xiaohu on this movement to the side. They dive back in, though, with the Between Worlds, and now Zika is on the wrong side of dodge. He still gets one with a lamppost, but his life is forfeit, shot down to Light.
A 1-for-1 as Zika, he hesitates, he disengages, he flashes into the fog wall by LNG. They conceded the previous one. Let's see if Weibo can find another good fight here.
They're looking for it. Tarzan stepping into the darkness. Hung and Gala guarding. The arrow goes down, hits Gala, he'll cleanse. Buffered the arcane shift away at the right moment as well. Zika's in the top lane, does have the TP, has A few wards that he could get to, but no real flanking positions, and because of that, LNG will not be able to fight their way back into the river. Weibo will get their second Drake of the game. TP from Breathe to the top lane to match the push from Zika.
And they still have mid lane priority here. They're trying to force them off.
Hung goes in, Tarzan dives forward as well with the Curse of the Sand Mummy between worlds. Now Hung doesn't have a way out. Hostile takeover, hits on 2 on the back line. Zika's trying to join up with his team as LNG begin to hail the retreat. Light continues to rain arrows into the back of Weiwei, and he's a damn porcupine. Xiaohu takes the kill. LNG walking home wounded.
It's Weibo clawing their way back
More
into
of these
this.
towers.
And the Dragons are very important for Weibo because they want to be able to get these big AoE fights, in their advantage. It's going to be really hard to keep LNG from pulling them apart across the map.
I will say that Zika going for
Towards
the
the top side, TP coming in as well from Weibo. They will invest to make sure this top tier 1 is cracked. Their first tower of the game is broken.
The blue pings from LNG onto the Baron. They're cautious of it.
So all of that going in. TP behind now as Hung is the first one to be caught out. Tarzan went in with the Curse of the Sand Mummy. Gala trying to go forward as well. He'll cleanse away. The hostile takeover finds one. Light brought back from the dead. As the dive goes in for Zika. He'll find another Crisp and Breathe. Try to survive underneath the tower. Xiaohu looking for that flank position. The dive goes in from Breathe. He isolates Weiwei, but Gala and Scout are still chasing him forward. Out towards the top side. Xiaohu's being fought off by Zika. A kill for Breathe. He gets one. The shutdown, but Zika starts to collapse. And Breathe doesn't have a way out of here. LNG find the fight.
Light went right into the face of the Kasosha mid instead. In the end, they will be rewarded with the extra dragon here, and we just keep splitting dragons and keep pushing out the timeline for that dragon soul.
I think this is an overforce from Weibo.
Ping. Is it Baron o'clock for Weibo, Kobe?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not. A little bit too risky to pin yourself all inside of the pit at the moment right now, I feel like. And so this is just dragon number 3, soul point. So not like the game-breaking one that you want to throw everything out right now quite yet. I will say, nicely done from LNG to kind of manufacture that objective with only having to give up some time around the Baron for vision coverage. As well, too, decent job collecting, even though Weibo are
coming out from that glacial prison.
Are they pinging?
They are pinging. There's lots of pinging happening, but it seems like they're pinging the Baron this time, Betty. Weibo going to start it up. It's what won them game 1. Can it do the same in game 2? Gala dashing forward with the Arcane Shift. TP coming in from Zika. Will Weibo turn the fight, or will they stick on towards that Baron? Breathe on the front line, stunned up. Weiwei brought back the Baron down to 4,000 HP as LNG start to enter the pit. This is their zone to control, and Weibo trying to fight back. Hostile takeover. Arrow onto the back line as well. The Baron down to 1,400. Breathe kills off Weiwei. The smite comes in from Weibo, and LNG walked into their own demise. Zeka pulled back as well. He'll fall. What a fight from Weibo, and once again, it's the Baron that does it all.
Weibo choose their moment wisely. They draw LNG in. They get the smite on the Baron, and they get the team fight.
A phenomenal Baron execution once again from Weibo. Patience was crucial there, but Sejuani committing the ultimate onto Crisp at the start of the fight was the go trigger. Once
With
that
the
was
biggest objective they could possibly gain, the Baron buff, allowing them to take so many towers.
And you can already see the gold swing. We talked about standing objectives on the map from this Red Bull Baron power play. They already have 3.6k, and they are looking to add on top of that piles of gold for them. 4 items on Light, 4 on Breathe, 2, almost 4 for Xiaohu. And LNG, how are you going to defend? Scouts off in the top lane. He's doing reconnaissance, but I think his army needs him back at base right now because the base is beginning to be broken by Weibo. Inhibitor tower in the bot lane has fallen. Scout, you're going to come back, mate. You're going to join up with your team. The tier 2 in the mid lane's gone down as well, and Weibo continued the advance. Scout, perhaps you need new instructions from your admirals, because right now your Nexus is falling, and all you're getting is an inhibitor tower. Now Scout TPs the Nexus tower, the second one. The target, Curse of the Sand Mummy onto Zika on the backline. He's going to pull the sword as well. Between worlds go LNG. The pullback by Breathe, and Hung is hung out to dry by LNG. Zika dives in, a great counter strike. The re-engage coming out. Gala untouched. It's all on Gala alongside Weiwei and Zika to really turn this one around. LNG holding on to hope, but Gala's down to the twofold hex. And Weibo
goes for the re-engage, a huge counter strike for him. Gets 2 of them and just chunks
Look
down
at that final item. Medjai fits that slot well. LNG stepping in to this red side jungle. Scout looking for Xiaohu. Can't quite find him. The red buff, the first target. Tarzan smites early. Meanwhile, in the bot side, Breathe is fighting off Zika. 5 items on The Cassante is making hard work for that Jax to work through. With no Baron for LNG, 6 seconds before it spawns, quite hard to actually siege in here. The defense from Weibo strong enough. The Baron starts up though by Scout and Weiwei. Will Weibo face into the darkness? Hung is there, he's spotted. The Hawk shot gives Weibo vision. Charter Crystal Arrow only onto Hung. Bandage toss for the chase. Goes to the stab, onto the back line. And Hung is almost dead before the fight really begins. Tarzan falling low as well. Between worlds we go. But Zika's found the back line once again. Breed trying to peel for Xiaohu and for Crisp. But already we see Weibo collapsing. Zika doing so much work. Now it's on Crisp. And Xiaohu, Zika will flash away. The reset coming out from Scout because he can TP back into the play. Breed trying to survive for as long as possible. Zika doesn't go back in with the counter strike. Gala's doing everything he can to get Breed down, but he can't quite fell.
Invested onto Hung. Weibo couldn't find the fight that they were looking for.
Scout doing a lot of work there. Is a banger. All right, 4-1 split push here with the added power of the Baron buff.
He used the Void Might spawning from those 6 grubs they secured earlier to tank up the tower for him. Zika will take the mid lane and hit
Crafting something right now, working their way through the jungle up towards Elder.
Tarzan just walking into the pit, TP coming in, Zika looking for that flank, has the GA. Xiaohu takes a Mystic Shot and takes a quarter of his health. Breathe is on the flank here, Glacial Prism going on to Tarzan. He goes back in with the bandage toss. Zika still flanking and Tarzan is left to his own devices here. He dashes back, Curse of the Sand Mummy onto Zika, but he's got the stopwatch and the GA to bring him back to life. Redemption coming out, Tarzan having to run away between worlds though. Zika continues to dive forward and light is extinguished. LNG continue their advance. Xiaohu and Breathe trying to survive through it all, but Gala just will not let them. Gala dives in with the Arcane Shift and Breathe breathes his last. Earlier on this game, it was Breathe who came out on top on the Wolves. This time, Gala has his vengeance. Scout will chase down Xiaohu, and Xiaohu might escape for a second. I'm pretty sure Zika and Hung will chase him down.
The battlefield has been a bloody affair, but it is LNG that come out on top. A fantastic final fight with an incredible Zhonya's from Zika was enough to cement them the fight, cement them game 2, and equalize the series.
Banger! We're gonna even it up here, Medic!
Are you not entertained? This is the LPL versus
On
the
his signature Kai'Sa here, and backed up with an Alistar. That lane is not strong early.
Okay, well, Betty loves the Medi stat, so it's fine. These two teams have played up against each other 3 times in the last 2 months, as we see Tarzan, oh, flash charm, flash away. Tarzan will escape. So yeah, 3 series against each other in the last 2 months. Guess how many game 3s Weibo have won out of those 3 series? Obviously not including this one.
I'm gonna say all of them?
Nope, 0.
Oh, it was one of the
LNG win every game 3 between the 2 teams. Our featured matchup is Xiaohu and Scout in the mid lane. Scout's already burned his flash, and LNG have looked for the invade on the top side. Scout was back across towards the red. Weibo have a man advantage right now as Tarzan can look for the engage. Zika on the wrong side of the wall. Flash away from Hung, but the flash chase. They're going to get concussive blows on him. Just need one more auto. Light will get it. Hung is left to his lonesome, and Weibo strike burst.
That was so bad for LNG. They started out by investing mid lane flash for jungler flash, and then wrapping around, and the extra ward here giving the vision. Weibo are the ones with Braum. Like, Braum is so insane in level 1 fights, the passive, the Q, and Weibo here, they're the ones coming out in game number 3 with a massive advantage. Wait, it's not done yet, Betty, look!
Zika's on the flank, has that flash. Tarzan hits level 2, Hung on his way to join the fight, but doesn't have a flash, and only has that pulverized counter strike. He's gonna go down, and Zika locks up Crisp. Tarzan trying to get the Bramble Smash away. Zika flashes forward, Twisted Advance will get the slow onto Zika, Concussive blows as well, he's gonna get the stun. Breathe and Xiaohu walking down towards the bottom side of the charm. It's gonna land onto Tarzan, and he's down too. LNG now the ones on top.
What is going on?
Again, kind of the theme of the series has been Weibo investing a lot in Champ Select in these team fight setups. And so if you get your early dragons, you want to get some...
Don't be surprised to see them return to this top side ready to contest grubs.
LNG actually bringing Gala and Hung all the way up towards his top
arrow.
side. The arrow's coming down, hits onto Weiwei. Nature's Grasp as well from Tarzan. Breathe flashes away from LNG. No one tanking up the tower as of yet. Chris flashes in. They're looking for more. Twisted Advance. Paranoia on the backline, but the shockwave is absolutely massive. Xiaohu finds 4. Wei walking away wounded, but I don't think there's another way for him to go home apart from in a body bag. Xiaohu finds 2.
Weibo defend the play, and they're going
walking from, I think it's too
from
late.
Fountain right now.
Miles away as well.
LNG should be able to just burn it down and smite it easy.
They will get the Drake. LNG secure it. Weibo with the smite. Light and Crisp will gate them off from walking towards the mid lane easily. Tarzan's here as well to try and help Weibo push through that mid.
The only thing for LNG is they don't have anyone who can rotate up to top wave.
Oh, Scout going in, the Paranoia as well. They dive onto Breathe, who tries to jump for the safety of the tower, but he can't get there in time. The arrow going wide, Nature's Grass used as well by Tarzan. Xiaohu coming in with a TP, and Zika was caught with a shockwave. Zika diving back forward, he's surviving for so long. In the end, the clockwork wind-up will take him out. Xiaohu now in a 1v3, Light beginning to collapse. Hung his first target, Crisp there to join the Barney. Weiwei falling low. Xiaohu can't quite get in range, needs another auto command attack. Was blocked with the Soul Shield. Blast cone out from Weiwei, but he goes the wrong way indeed. Xiaohu takes the kill, Hung dies as well. Meanwhile, Scout is getting chased in by Crisp because it blows. Glacial Fisher used. Scout flashes, but the Winter's Bite is icy and cold and puts him in a coffin. Drake, they still have the Rift Herald in pocket as well. If Weibo wants to try and use that to develop some pressure towards the mid lane, but Hung, oh, that arrow went backwards. He's looking for the stop here. It looks like Scout is going to be able to dodge away from the arrow, but Hung is the one who's being caught. Crisp chasing in. There's the shockwave back. Hung gets a good unbreakable will off just in time. Tarzan going for the chase on Weiwei. He'll be feared back though. Hung trying to do everything he can to survive here. Does still have the flash, but in the end he will be sacrificed. Weibo find another.
An easy pick for Weibo as Hung chooses not to flash, knowing there's few places for him to go. Scout cross-mapping on the top side, but the Herald dropped as well. Weibo going to get a lot off a single pick.
Yeah, as you say, Light shot the arrow up towards Scout, and Scout just went right back to the tower, so they've made the call to go for the gold here. Meanwhile, Weibo are going to get so much more since they also have Rift Herald. They get multiple objectives.
Looking for another charge, perhaps to the tier 2 in the bot lane.
Tight little turn there.
That was very, very impressive there from Crisp. We'll give him his driver's license. You might wonder why sometimes you see players do this. If you can get the Rift Herald to charge in off synergy, you can actually deny some of the XP and gold from the enemy team. The TP behind here by LNG as Scout looks for the flank. The Rift Herald helping Weibo out, but more just dawdling through the river right now. LNG gonna put their attention down towards Zeka. It's jumped on down towards the bottom side. Light and Breathe able to take him out already. Weibo have got one. Scout still looking for that flank. There's Drake secured by LNG, their second of the game. Exchanged for a kill in favor of Weibo, but LNG will be very happy that they stopped the Soul from stacking up. The arrow, though, finds Weiwei's heart, and Chris follows up as well. Weiwei, the twisted advance enough to spell his demise as Weibo towards the top side. Weiwei's here to shadow him as Tarzan begins to collapse. Crisp goes in, spell shield. There's the charm from Scout. TP coming in from LNG as well as they look to turn this fight around. The Paranoia has been popped by Weiwei. Diving onto the backline, Killer Instinct. Light locked up. Gala dives in and they're looking for the damage onto Light. The unbreakable wall is not enough to stop Gala on his advance. Chris falling to LNG find 2.
The critical seconds there. Breathe was unable to teleport as the Nocturne ult went off, so he had to wait the whole thing. And LNG, they use those seconds. They jump on Weibo. They jump on Light. They get the kills onto the bottom line members, and now they're pressuring. They're threatening the Baron, trying to draw Weibo into the darkness.
Weibo see the Baron hasn't been started by LNG. They have the shockwave now on Xiaohu.
Oh, sneaky, sneaky.
They don't know. They actually don't know.
They thought it wasn't being done. And now Tarzan's going to walk up, chuck a sapling in there and realize, oh my god, this is 6,000 HP. Xiaohu has a TP, he'll try and join the fight. Breathe coming in from the top side as well, but the Baron has already been finished. Xiaohu comes in, Hung's going to sacrifice himself to make sure his team secures the ultimate prize. The Baron taken by LNG.
Isolated. The dive comp came into fruition from LNG, and removing Light meant a one-team fight.
Zika wailing away on Tarzan, knocks him back with a Bramble Smash. Void Seeker coming in from Gala. Look at the damage onto Tarzan. The Paranoia being used as well. Everybody's coming to get you as Tarzan begins to retreat. But the dive in is enough. Tarzan is going timber. And Gala's looking for more. Zika will take out Light. Crisp now left to his own devices. He's fried by LNG. Xiaohu trying to escape, but there's another Spirit Rush. And Scout will be holding the charm like his life depends on it, because it almost might. Xiaohu still finds him through the charm. Void Seeker going out as Xiaohu is chunked down to 200 HP. Breathe about to go mega knocked over the wall by Hung. LNG will get the mid tier 1, but not much
Helps
more.
out Xiaohu, who remains unkilled on the Ori. There remains a big hope there for Weibo, but
Neither of these teams can just have...
pressure and split push pressure onto Weibo. You see Gala there was actually hovering Zika for a while.
Zika go for Baron. Light is stuck bot lane, and he can TP top.
Breathe can TP as well. He's going to go back to base first, try and get back to full HP, but that Baron's already down to 5,000 HP. Nature's Grass coming out, Hung doing a wonderful job of keeping the tree a mile away. The Baron falls in the forest, and LNG damn well heard it. Weibo could get nowhere near, and instead they'll look for a Drake.
Strike it fairly quickly, though. I think they should be able to defend.
Ash Arrow.
Looking for Scout. Doesn't find Scout. He spirit rushes forward with a dive immediately onto Breathe. The Narv into the wall will buy him a second, but it's not enough time. Breathe is down.
The double trailing play for LNG. It's Gala and Weiwei with the ultis to immediately answer. What a bait.
What a bait from LNG. Dodge from the Ash Arrow into a setup play. Zika, we've already seen him take these towers before. He's going to take another.
The Ash Arrow, and they punish immediately now with this Baron buff, taking down the inhibitor turrets quickly.
Inhibitor tower in the top lane already raised to the ground by Scout. Chris trying to respond, but there's no one there to help him out. Instead, they'll put their attentions toward this mid lane wave to clear it out.
Look at bot wave as well, Medic. You've got Zika catching another. The TP into the top lane. Scout never had a chance to base before, but now he has, and he returns with a death cap. Zhao has to be so careful.
If you're Weibo, how do you even jump on a side lane here? Because Kai'Sa and Nocturne are always threatening these ultis between multiple lanes to join and defend. It is just so relentless. The pressure with the added Baron buff. Zika
has a stopwatch. He'll use it before Tarzan can get the full engage. Hung trying to come across as well with an arm into the wall was done. Zika, he's going to try and get the counter-strike off in time. First leap strikes away. The arrow going down as well. It's wide. Zika surviving for a hell of a long time while Sky pushes in the top side. In the end, Zika will fall even through the counter-strike. The Thunder Sky not going to be enough to keep him alive. Scout should be able to get an inhibitor. Baron up in 15 seconds time. You give up the ghost of this Drake. Take it to 7 if someone wants soul.
And it started.
All they needed was access, apparently, Veddy. They're going to start up the Baron as they're trying to pull out the TP from Zika, and there it goes. Weibo stick to the Baron. The arrow goes wide. It hits onto Zika. The Baron down to 2,000. Scout going in with the Shaman's War. The Baron's already secured by Weibo, and they dive in with the Twisted Advance. Scout on the backline down to half HP. Already Gala's dead. He dived in and he died for it. An incredible Gnar. Breathe catches LNG out of the air and slams them into the wall. Weibo win the fight, and you have to feel they can just march down mid.
A single fight was all they needed. 5-0. Weibo will wipe out LNG.
They've done it again. Weibo draw LNG into the Baron pit. They get the Baron, they get the team fight, and they're going to get the dub.
30 seconds from anyone for LNG to be back up, but I think all they're going to do is watch their Nexus fall in grayscale. Curses be damned. Game 3 curse, you say, Veddy. Apparently, Weibo just don't care. Weibo are
2v2s, 3v3s, and Tarzan was getting bullied in the previous game. But in terms of team fighting strength,
no teleport on the Jax is still pushing the wave in. That was Smite invested from Weiwei, though. So Tarzan should be able to...
Look at Zika.
He's on the flank, but Xiaohu's going to come across as well. That ultimate from the Aurora is available. They dive in. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Breathe is just farming minions. You can see Light's already got 1 kill. Between Worlds is a second as Zika falls as well. Weibo find 2, take 2 grubs as well.
A confident play there from Weibo as they're able to collapse with numbers first. Weiwei now isolated, trying to sacrifice. And he will get away with it. Nicely.
Weibo will be able to get the Drake as well. So this is 2 grubs, a dragon, 2 kills, almost a 2,000 gold lead. But still hits him with a Mystic Shot with the True Shot Barrage. Weiwei trying to cover this top side. May look a bit of damage. You can sneak in here. Zika clearing out the minions to make sure that Weiwei can get a little bit further forward. But with Crisp on his way, it may just be cover. Breathe goes in with the Grandmaster's Might, and as soon as I say it, Breathe goes in for the fight. He flashes away. Quickness coming out from Crisp just to dissuade any further advance.
After the reset here, they'll immediately start it off again.
Engage going in as they look to try and catch out Hung. He'll only land the dredge line onto Tarzan. Hung tries to flash the wall with the True Shot Barrage, just going wide. Crisp is going to chase him down towards the bottom side, but LNG won't really care that their support is being chased out by Crisp. The Titans Wrath for a little shield into the dredge line. Hung still surviving. Crisp has to flash away, and Weiwei's on the chase, collapsing in. Crisp still finds him. Crisp trying to dash back to Xiao, who will escape for the moment. The grubs as well. The prize for Weibo. Scout looking for a little bit more up towards the top side. Weiwei now locked up between 2 worlds, and Gala trying to put the damage down onto Xiaohu, but he can't hit what you can't see. Xiaohu finds another. Scout was unable to find any.
The game is going. as long as this Yone is in the game, they still have angles to turn it around.
It's good you put me in check, because right now I am underestimating LNG. Weibo just seem to be surging right now, and they're trying to play off their advantage.
Looking for a little bit more here as Zika steps a little bit too far. Tarzan goes in with the Bramble Smash, but doesn't follow up with a Twisted Advance, gets the Dominus out, and that will time out before Weibo advance for a second dive.
They get the flash, and that's all they wanted. Maybe play for plates as well. The arrival of Weiwei is crucial as the ulti comes through.
Dominus about to time out here. Zika, Glacial Prison hitting, but Xiaohu was able to dodge just outside of tower range, and now between two worlds. Go Weibo once again. Already Zika down. The rest of Weibo beginning to collapse here as Weiwei and Hung look for a little bit more. Dredgeline hitting onto Tarzan, but the curtain call is tanked up by Weibo. Gala trying to join the fray here. Scout still pushing in the top lane. TP coming in by Scout as they look to take the battle underneath the tower. Breathe locked up for a second. He will fall to the turret as Weibo have found another, but have they overstepped? Scout snap back to reality. LNG only got one.
The party in the bottom lane is actually going to move over to the mid lane. Tarzan running for his life towards his AD carry, but he gets
advance
snared.
to a minion. He got snared just in time. Instead, he goes to Tarzan. And Gala will reload and then put a shot in the back of the tree and find another for LNG.
It's 2 kills.
Positions to close this out would be the first red side win of this series too. They start to crack through these tier 1s. Scout will answer on the top side with one of his own. LNG will get their first Drake, the second of the game.
Look at mid.
Yeah, you've got a Rift Herald as well for Weibo if they want to continue this advance. Light will take the tower. And for the moment, that's all that Weibo.
But Crisp, also a world champion, and now he might have to make another play.
Hung looking for the flank here. They jump onto Tarzan first. They'll lock him up for a second. Weibo might lose their jungler before the fight really begins. And that's what's going to happen. Breed tries to dive onto the backline, has the counter-strike. Gala cleanses a moment too early, but gets away from the between worlds. But Breed slams him in the back of the lamppost, and that's another. Hung trying to do everything he can. Breed's doing so much work on the back here. Scout having to flash away. Breed almost falling, but Crisp dances around and shields his top laner. In the end, Zika will get the kill, but Weibo are not done with him. They'll find another light on a killing spree.
In a 4 versus 5, Weibo turned the fight around. Breathe with unparalleled confidence, dives into the face of LNG and walks
They
away.
always come out on top. Made their way through the playoffs. Last year it was their way through Worlds until they finally met up against T1 and were stopped at that final hurdle. Here they're trying to make that run again. I don't think anyone would have put them as a team that would make it to the semi-finals, but right now they're on the cusp of it. The Riftel charging forward.
Last year's World, him and Scout, especially the play in mid lane versus T1 versus Faker.
Dark River. LNG don't see anything, and Weibo are going to use it once again.
Weibo's Barons have looked odd, but have been exemplary. Scout's going to go in, unbinds his soul, and then jumps back, but Breathe is now going to mark him, and Weibo is still on the Baron as far as we know. Light and Tarzan trying to chip away at it. Light's going to dash back. Crisp going forward as well. Breathe on that front line. Curtains open. Tarzan's in the pit. Breathe gets the stun onto Weiwei. Meanwhile, Zika trying to distract the rest of the team on towards the back. The true shot barrage between worlds. Weiwei has to flash away, but Breathe puts him in his place, and now the dive into the back line by Scout is not enough to take anyone from Weibo down. It's all on Scout and Gala here, you feel, but Weibo aren't giving them a second to breathe. Gala steps in, does nothing with his mortal reminder. Breathe, though, will be taken out by Scout now. Weibo still trying to advance. Crisp can dance his way around the fight. No flashes available to them, apart from on Xiaohu, who does have the TP, and LNG are being herded like cattle down towards the bottom side. Scout will stack up the Q3 on the Grump, the TP coming in from Xiaohu as well, and Scout is just trying to distract Weibo for as long as possible.
Exactly, Medic. Scout knows that he can win in this skirmish, but he's just being shepherded into Weibo's base. The damage is good enough. The problem for Weibo is they
might not take the battle around this. Crisp able to dodge away with that grand entrance. Weiwei going in for Xiaohu, who does have the Between Worlds back up. He's being chased up towards the top side. Between Worlds coming out as well as Breathe dives in for the enemy jungler. And Weiwei, there's no way away. He survives this day. LNG lose the Baron. Weibo secure it. They take the kill as well. And then they can back away afterwards. Like a pinprick more than anything. No real escape from them for this situation.
Oh no, Medic, the light at the end of the tunnel is 601 with 3 fully completed items.
That's true. Hung will look for something. Hex flash across the wall. Maybe find Xiaohu. You've got to, but the Zhonya's is going to have Enough space for Xiaohu, the depth charge onto Light. He's not got the flash, but has the cleanse, and now here comes Xiaohu between worlds once again. Glacial Prism will hit Crisp, looking for the quickness on the backline, but now Hung and Gala are left out to dry. Gala trying to do everything he can, but Light just jumps in. They call him Light Yagami for a reason. There's a death note with your name on an LNG. Scout looks for the fate seal and manages to turn the fight around. Somehow, Scout is revived, and now Breeze pushing in the bot side. Xiaohu's going to help him push it out. They'll take the inhibitor, but LNG hold on to hope.
Only solo laners are left.
To swing from there.
All I'll say is that 9k gold lead has gone down. But, a TP
behind.
flank.
Scout has IE now. Scout's looking for the flank onto Breathe. Tarzan and Chris trying to help out their top laner. Scout jumps forward. Counter-Strike coming out. There's the stun. Nature's Grasp being used as well for the root, but Scout's able to avoid it. True Shot Barrage coming out. Scout's down to half HP. He'll dodge away with the Q3. Depth charge as well between worlds. Fate sealed him to the backline, but Scout's already down, and Weibo have found the fight they were looking for in the bot side. Scout already dead. Gala walking away, but I think Xiaohu will not let him escape. Gala managing to get away for a second. The Mystic Shot just wide, but Breathe comes in with a counter strike, and it's all done, but the Nexus falling.
Triple there now for Breathe, and it's Weibo inside the base.
They're just the masters of mojo. Somehow, whenever you doubt them, Weibo will come out on top. Again, the underdog run continues as Weibo will make their way to semis.
These were the best highlights from today's Worlds 2024 matchup. Click that subscribe button faster than Ramus can say, okay. See you on the next one.